Networking, in its essence, is the art and science of building and nurturing professional relationships. It goes beyond mere introductions. It's about creating a web of connections that can provide support, opportunities, and growth. Gary Vaynerchuck, a renowned entrepreneur and digital marketing expert, emphasizes networking as an indispensable tool in anyone's career arsenal. He views networking not merely as a series of transactional interactions, but as a strategic means to cultivate authentic relationships that can foster personal and professional success. The importance of networking in Gary's approach centers around its ability to open doors and provide leverage in multiple facets of life. By cultivating meaningful connections, individuals can gain access to resources, knowledge, and opportunities that would otherwise remain out of reach. Networking isn't just about self-benefit. It's also about providing value to others, creating a mutually beneficial ecosystem. Consider, for example, the story of how Gary Vaynerchuck himself leveraged early social media platforms to network with influential figures in the digital marketing space. By providing value and sharing his insights generously, he was able to build a robust network that propelled him to prominence. Another example is LinkedIn, a platform specifically designed for fostering professional connections. Through LinkedIn, countless professionals have found job opportunities, mentorship, and partnerships that have substantially impacted their careers. Numerous opinions support the idea that effective networking is crucial. Many leaders argue that success is not solely determined by one's skills or knowledge, but by the network one builds. The adage, "It's not what you know, it's who you know," underscores the power of relationships in opening doors that skills alone might not. However, networking doesn't come without its challenges. Some view it as superficial or inauthentic, questioning the sincerity of relationships built on professional gain. Others might feel overwhelmed or anxious in social settings, making networking a daunting task. Despite these concerns, the value of networking remains significant. It requires a shift in mindset from self-interest to mutual benefit, which can help bridge these perceptions. Networking influences other aspects of Gary's guide by acting as the foundation upon which careers and businesses are built. It supports personal development, enhances brand visibility, and creates a continual flow of opportunities. For Gary Vaynerchuck, networking is not a standalone practice, but a critical element intricately woven into the broader tapestry of professional success. The fundamentals of building genuine connections center around the idea of creating authentic, meaningful relationships that go beyond superficial interactions. This involves actively listening, showing empathy, and being genuinely interested in the other person's perspective or needs. In the context of Gary Vaynerchuck's approach to networking, genuine connections are the cornerstone of developing a robust professional network that can open doors to opportunities, collaboration, and mutual support. The significance of building genuine connections in relation to Gary Vaynerchuck's networking philosophy is profound. Gary often emphasizes that success in professional networking doesn't come from amassing a large number of contacts, but from cultivating deep, sincere relationships. This approach is pivotal because it fosters trust and loyalty, which are essential for long-term collaboration and networking success. When people feel valued and understood, they're more likely to reciprocate and engage in cooperative ventures. Consider two specific examples to illustrate this point. First, think about how Gary Vaynerchuck often connects with his audience on social media. He pays attention to comments and feedback, responding personally and ensuring his community feels heard. This not only strengthens his personal brand, but also creates a dedicated network of followers who act as brand advocates. Another example is Gary's consistent advice to entrepreneurs to give more than they take. By offering value upfront, whether through advice, resources, or introductions, entrepreneurs can build a network of people who feel genuinely invested in returning those favors, establishing a cycle of generosity and support. Opinions supporting this idea align with the notion that authentic relationships form the bedrock of effective networking. Many experts agree that sincerity and authenticity should guide networking efforts, arguing that genuine connections lead to greater personal satisfaction and career success than transactional interactions. However, there are challenges and alternative viewpoints to consider. Critics might argue that in today's fast-paced digital world, taking the time to develop genuine connections can be impractical or less efficient, compared to building a large network quickly for broad exposure. There's also the risk of oversharing or misreading social cues, which could damage professional relationships instead of building them. Nonetheless, the fundamentals of building genuine connections deeply influence other aspects of networking. They encourage transparency, authenticity, and long-term thinking, shaping how individuals present themselves and interact with others. Ultimately, these principles inspire a more collaborative and supportive networking environment, aligning closely with Gary Vaynerchuck's vision of no-nonsense, value-driven networking. This, in turn, strengthens networks built on trust and mutual respect, fostering opportunities that are beneficial for all involved. Leveraging social media for networking success is about utilizing digital platforms to build and maintain valuable personal and professional relationships. This modern approach to networking involves using sites like LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter to engage with individuals who can influence or enhance your career and life trajectory. The core premise is that social media, when used strategically, can maximize your networking capabilities by transcending geographical barriers and reaching a global audience. This point is crucial to Gary Vaynerchuck's guide on networking because it embodies the shift from traditional networking methods to more dynamic, digital ones. In a world where attention is currency, social media gives individuals the platform to showcase their personal brands, engage with industry leaders, and stay updated on relevant trends and opportunities. For Gary, who's a digital age entrepreneur and influencer, mastering social media is key to amplifying one's voice and expanding their network faster and more effectively than ever before. For instance, on LinkedIn, professionals can connect with peers and industry leaders by participating in discussions, sharing insightful content, or seeking endorsements. This builds credibility and visibility. Similarly, platforms like Twitter can be used for real-time interactions with industry experts, enabling users to join relevant conversations, ask questions, and share opinions, thus increasing their presence and influence within their sectors. Supporters of this concept argue that social media democratizes networking, providing equal opportunity for all users to connect with influential figures regardless of their current status. It breaks down traditional gatekeepers and allows for direct interaction with potential mentors, collaborators, or clients. However, challenges exist. The sheer volume of content on social media can make it difficult to stand out, and the digital nature of these platforms often lacks the personal touch of face-to-face interactions. Critics might argue that relying too heavily on social media for relationship building can result in shallow connections unless followed up with in-person meetings or real-life engagement. Understanding how to effectively leverage social media not only enhances one's networking capabilities, but also influences one's approach to building a personal brand, staying informed about industry trends, and developing meaningful relationships. It's an essential competency in the broader context of no-nonsense networking, where authenticity, consistency, and strategic engagement are vital in fostering genuine connections that extend beyond the screen. Creating value in every interaction is a core principle in Gary Vaynerchuck's approach to networking. It means ensuring that every connection you make is beneficial, not just for you, but for the other party as well. This concept emphasizes mutual benefit and long-term relationship building over short-term gains. By providing value, whether through sharing knowledge, offering assistance, or making introductions, you lay a foundation of trust and respect that can lead to more profound professional relationships. The significance of creating value in every interaction within the broader scope of networking is immense. In a world saturated with superficial connections, distinguishing yourself as someone who genuinely cares and contributes is crucial. Gary Vaynerchuck believes that in such a competitive landscape, the network you build is only as strong as the value you consistently provide. This not only enhances your reputation, but also attracts more meaningful connections in the long run. Consider the example of Gary himself, who frequently emphasizes the importance of helping others without expecting immediate returns. For instance, He might advise sharing insightful content on social media that benefits your followers. This builds engagement and loyalty, as people see you as a valuable resource. Another example might involve making thoughtful introductions. By connecting two people who could benefit from knowing each other, you create a ripple effect of positive networking, which could indirectly benefit you in the future. Opinions supporting this concept stress the importance of the give-and-take nature of networking. Successful entrepreneurs and leaders often reiterate that the strongest relationships and opportunities arise when you prioritize adding value to your network over transactional thinking. However, this approach does come with potential challenges. Some might argue that constantly giving without immediate reciprocation can lead to burnout or feel one-sided. Furthermore, different industries or cultures may have varying norms about networking, where expectations around value exchange can differ. However, in the context of personal branding and networking, creating value is generally viewed as a universally positive strategy. This concept also influences other aspects of networking, such as the authenticity of interactions and the sustainability of relationships. By focusing on value, you naturally foster authenticity and sustainability, key components in Gary Vaynerchuck's overall networking philosophy. This approach ultimately leads to a more genuine and robust network that is beneficial for all involved.